Mathematicians, in this lesson, you're going to learn to solve division problems with remainders using the partial quotients method. You know that an estimate is a close guess or an approximate and not an exact answer. For example, if we have the problem 23 times 5, I can round the number 23 to 20 and say that 20 times 5 is 100. So 100 is a good estimation or approximate answer to the problem 23 times 5. I'm going to explain how to use the partial quotients method by showing you that we can use a close estimation to solve division problems that we don't know the answer to immediately. We can use an at least but less than guess to solve division problems. Let's say we have the problem 158 divided by 8. We need to figure out how many groups of 8 are in the number 158. I like to use multiples of 10 because I know those multiples really well. I know that 8 times 10 is equal to 80. So I think there are at least 10 groups of 8 in the number 158. So I say 10 times 8 is equal to 80, and then I do the subtraction to see that once I regroup that I have 78 remaining. Now I have to think about how many 8s are in the number 78. I can't use 10 this time because I want to estimate less than the total number. And I know that 10 would give me 80, which is more than 78. So in this case, I'm going to use the number 9 because I know that 8 times 9 is equal to 72. When I subtract, I see that I still have 6 remaining. I know that there are no groups of 8 and 6 because 6 is less than 8. So what I need to do now is to add up how many different groups of 8 were in the number 158. So I had 10 groups to begin with and then 9 more groups. So I have 19 groups of 8 and then I had 6 remaining. So we have a remainder of 6 because 8 doesn't go into 6. There are no groups of 8 in the number 6. Let's see how this works in a problem. Let's solve 478 divided by 3. Again, I need to think about multiples of 3 that I can easily use that would give me close to 478, but not over 478, not greater than that number. I'm going to use a multiple of 100 because I know that 3 times 100 is equal to 300. So if I have 100 groups of 3, I have a total of 300, which I can subtract from our number 478 and see that I have 178 left. Now I need to think about how many groups of 3 are in the number 178. I know I can't use 100 again because that would give me 300. So in this case, I'm going to use 50 because it's halfway between 0 and 100. If I have 50 groups of 3, then I have a total of 150. So again, I subtracted this value from 178 to be left with a remainder of 28. Now I have to think about how many groups of 3 are in the number 28. In this case, I know that 9 times 3 is equal to 27. So if I say 28, subtract 27, I'm left with a remainder of 1. So I first had 100 groups of 3, then 50 groups of 3, and then 9 groups of 3. So I need to add all of these values together to determine how many groups of 3 were in all in 478. Once I add this, I see that there were 159 groups of 3 in the number 478. But I can't forget about this remaining one that I had left over in the problem. So our answer is going to be 159, remainder 1. I can now say that 478 divided by 3 is equal to 159 with a remainder of 1. In this lesson, you learned to solve division problems with remainders using the partial quotients method.